Hey UGC, and welcome to another semi-live production. And today I'm going to talk to you about 3 ways to boost your self-esteem, because that is what you're going to need an ample amount of for 2025. It is a SHIT show going on so far. And in this video, I'm showing, of course, a progress video time-lapse update of a new art piece that I'm currently finishing, and she is available for those of you who want to grab her. Anyway, the first point that I want to make about not comparing yourself and how to boost your self-esteem really is by not comparing yourself. So don't compare. Now, this is harder to do than to say, but here's what making comparisons do. It leads to self-loathing, a concealed rage, and self-abuse. Comparing is what you do when you intend to fix whatever you think is wrong or whatever you think you can improve on. Many women, unfortunately, do not do this and would rather daydream about other women's attractiveness and take constant mental inventory of the characteristics they lack compared to other women. So again, comparing yourself is fine if it's going to lead to some improvement. But for most women, it's just a self-loathing process, right? I lovingly call this homoeroticism. And for the most part, this is what I define as the practice of women obsessing over other women's body parts. Because, why else would you do it, right? Any sane woman would actually do that. Why? A woman will comment or compliment you on the shape of your ASS faster than a man, but it is not seen as intrusive or perverse like when men do it, because women can hide behind the sigil of the mother nurturer arc and go largely undetected. Comparisons are not related to convictions or self-determination. It's none of that. It's self-indulgent fantasizing about other women's bodies as a form of emotional abuse, UGC. If you are comparing your body to that of another woman, but you don't take your hind parts to the gym or do some sort of self-care, you won't have a reprieve against your shaming concerning your own body. The best break from your eroticizing over other women is to get your hind parts to the gym and do something towards your own self-care. That's how you boost your self-esteem. Self-confidence or self-esteem is about efficiency in getting what it is that you want. Lack of self-confidence is the awareness that you lack something that you need. Okay? So the second way now to boost your self-esteem is to don't place importance on the things you are not actively trying to get. Now, this is gold, okay? This is something that I personally live by, and I had to learn this skill, this life skill, when trying to figure out my own worth, because your head is turning a million different ways, and people are telling you got to do this, you got to be that, you got to learn that, you got to wear that, and all that stuff, and you can get lost. So daydreaming can put you into a mental prison of must have, should have, or could haves. You think about that thing you feel you are supposed to have and have placed priority and importance surrounding the acquisition of it. Yet you do absolutely nothing as far as an actionable step towards acquiring it, UGC. If you want something and make no consistent move towards getting it, you really don't want it. And it's imperative that you state it just like that to avoid gaslighting yourself into believing that you need to have it, right? Consolidate your dreams so your list is reduced to only the things you are giving elbow grease to pursue, maintain, improve upon, etc. If you are not willing, if you're apprehensive, doubtful that you will ever have that thing you daydream about, then let it go. There are too many people kidding themselves into believing that having a dream somehow increases their standards or the perception of their worth in the eyes of other people. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You are wasting your time. You got a lot of wishes. That's all you got. You got a lot of dreams, you got a lot of wishes. That's it. Because you want something doesn't mean that you're better than somebody else. So to that I said, congratulations. I love that for you. But it means nothing and does nothing other than take up space in your head rent free. Now, part 3 here. Self-esteem fluctuates, so you have to ride the wave. And what do we mean by this? So according to psychological studies now, right, self-esteem increases from childhood to middle age, then declines at around 60 years old. So for those of you who are in your 30s right now, guess what? Your esteem is as good as it's ever going to effing get. Okay? You are in the moment of your prime right now, both physically and mentally, and as far as your esteem is concerned. The psychologist said once you start hitting around 40-ish, that's when your esteem starts to take a nosedive. And it could be because of physical changes, environmental changes, hormonal changes that take place when you hit around 40. You ladies who are in your 30s, get your shit together. Okay? Stop the fear over everything, especially the criticisms, because it's not going to get you anything any better. Let me rephrase this. Get your shit together, because it's not going to get any better in 10 years. This is as good as it's going to get for you. This is as easy as it's going to get for you. It doesn't get better 10 years down the line. The world might completely ignore you in 10 years. So you've got to smoke that chuck wagon and get all you can while you are still in your prime. Your self-esteem is not consistent. It never has been, and it never will be. But the pace at which you allow yourself to recover is what determines how successful you'll be in life, in both business and love. Don't beat yourself up if you have days where you don't feel like a winner. That happens to everybody. Hold space for your routine. Do something safe that offers instant gratification. Toil at your craft. Connect with like-minded people. Listen, and I'll be real with you here. I have an avatar of characteristics of women that are ideal as far as my clientele is concerned, or who I want to coach and service in my consulting business. I have a whole avatar put together for that. And I also have an avatar of my ideal art collecting clients as well. I've mapped out in my head what their personality types are, what their educational backgrounds are, what their disposable income is, even down to what their home might look like, right? I don't use myself as an ideal client because there are certain characteristic traits that I have that do not even align with my idea of what an ideal client would even be. Okay, and that's just being totally honest. There's certain things about me I'm like, woo, right? So some of us cannot be the face of our product. And knowing precisely what you are looking for will help you make the honest assessment required for you to succeed. This is just the black pill here now, okay? So I'm saying all this to say that self-esteem is about knowing what you are, but more importantly, knowing what you are not, so that you stop wasting your time gaslighting yourself or buying into constraining concepts that you'll never be fully emotionally invested in, right? So I had to get clear about what I am and what I'm not and my limitations. And I had to get clear about what was ideal for me that may not even exist in myself, but I wanted to have it for my business and personal relationships and all that kind of stuff. This is just what we got to do. Value only what you intend to get or what you want to have, right? Admire everything else just like you would a beautiful bouquet of flowers that eventually dies, right? And the reason why you're not fully emotionally invested in the beautiful rose is because you know the lifespan is fleeting. You know the rose is not going to be here for much longer. So you don't place a tremendous amount of importance in something that's going to dissipate, right? So that's the lesson for today. Y'all can go to iloveherart.com and all of that and maybe join us at the Ugly Girls Club if you wish. Make sure you like and subscribe and you comment, all that good stuff. See you soon.